because, it is just wonderful to be back in Oregon, and over the last 15 months we've traveled to every corner of the United States. I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go. Alaska and Hawaii I was not allowed to go to, even though I really wanted to visit, but my staff would not justify it.
So as you can see in that video, Obama said he visited 57 states. Obviously, there are only 50 United States. Now, this is an old video, but it's recently surfaced its way back because of a similar video that made its way out from the newly elected Democratic chair, Tom Perez.
I frankly found myself, when I first got in this race, going to their website because I was learning a lot. Sally and I have had lunch a number of times talking about our shared interests in building 57 state parties that work.
So as you can see in that video, he's talking about setting up 57 Democratic Party offices in the states, in the 57 states, as to where Obama was talking about visiting the 57 states. So the actions were different, but the slip-up was the same. It wasn't just an arbitrary number. They both said 57. And I don't think they were talking about Heinz ketchup. So why 57? Well, 57 is the number of states in the OIC, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Now, when the Obama video first came out, Rush Limbaugh, radio talk show host, and Representative Louis Gohmert both spoke on it, saying that Barack Obama had a Freudian slip and referenced the 57 Islamic states.
I know the president made the mistake one day of saying he had visited all 57 states, and I'm well aware that there are not 57 states in this country, although there are 57 members of OIC, the Islamic states in the world. Perhaps there was some confusion whether he'd been to all 57 Islamic states as opposed to all 50 U.S. states. But nonetheless, we have an obligation to the 50 American states, not the 57 Muslim Islamic states. Our oath we took is in this body, in this house, and it's to the people of America. And it's not to the Muslim Brotherhood, who may very well take over Egypt. And once they do, they are bent upon setting up a caliphate around the world, including the United States.
Of course, this was touted as a conspiracy theory by the left. Snopes came out and basically said it was a 50-50 split. 57 states are of the Islamic type, and Obama basically had a brain fart where his mouth was saying one thing, his brain was thinking another thing. So essentially he was alluding to having visited 47 of the 48 continental United States, but his brain was thinking about the 50 United States, and it came out as 57 states. Fair enough, you can make that argument. I do it all the time. I don't do it here because I edit it out. But when Tom Perez makes the same slip up, then you start to wonder, is it just a Freudian slip? Is it simply a slip of the tongue for the public, but the 57 states is referring to the 57 Islamic states? So we already know that Barack Obama has a spotty history. You know, there was the whole birther controversy. Barack's half-brother Malik has said that Obama is a Muslim. He grew up basically in Indonesia, studying in school in Indonesia under Muslim ways. So regardless of whether he was born in Hawaii or not, he still has a very strong Muslim connection to his past. And Tom Perez, the new Democratic chair, is, as you can see behind him, pretty much in partnership with Keith Ellison, who also has a very spotty past concerning to his connections to the Muslim Brotherhood. In light of everything going on nowadays, globalism, this sort of, heavy, the talk of Islamophobia, people like Linda Sarsour leading the Women's March, this ironic allegiance between feminism in the West and Islam. They shouted Allah Akbar at the Women's March in the United States. While the left, feminism, likes to talk about patriarchy in the West and the United States, males, white males, even though women have absolutely the same rights as men do, they are just as equal as men, probably actually get treated better than men, but I digress. They want to scream patriarchy in the United States while aligning themselves with Islam. Islam, where on the light end of the spectrum, women aren't allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia. And they get stoned for being raped if they can't find 3 or more male witnesses to testify on their behalf. Genital mutilation. So don't cry patriarchy and oppression in this country and then go and align yourselves with Islam. But that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother video, which will come soon. Back to this subject, the Islamic 57 states, the OIC, and their mission. This is where I'll post some stuff from the OIC. Is it coincidence? Is it just a Freudian slip? Or is it shining light on something bigger? Is this just another piece of the puzzle of globalism? Of the elite using those on the left, like feminism, as useful idiots to drive wedge issues between the people while deflecting from the truth of globalism, of smashing the borders, of destroying the nation state and Western culture. For them, they benefit, nobody else. They benefit from economic slaves. They benefit from a more powerful world government. So yeah, on its own, these videos might seem irrelevant. They might seem like nothing but coincidences and slip-ups. But when you step back and when you take a look at the wider picture of everything that's happening in Europe with the migrants, with the rapes, with the chaos, with the fires, with the terrorism, everything that's been happening over the last decade or so, the mass migration into this country, just everything that's going on, you got to wonder, are these purely accidental slips of arbitrary numbers, or are they slip-ups and letting out a little bit of a secret? Just do your research, folks. Keep an open mind. Don't believe what mainstream media tells you. As WikiLeaks has proved over and over, they are not here to tell the truth. They are biased. They are in cahoots with the establishment, with the left, and also with the establishment right, the rhinos, the neocons. Just keep your mind and your eyes open. That's it. I'm out of here. Oh, hey, while you're still there, if you like the channel so far, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, go ahead and click the like button below. If you got anything to say, if you want to add any comments, if you don't like what I say, whatever, go ahead and leave it down in the comment box. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel. All right, we'll see you next time.